Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, B Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. Oh, I'm in the book and I'm excited. So I gotta calm myself down. Yeah, I got a bunch of information I gotta get out to you guys, so bear with me. I'm a little excited. So let me calm myself down and get in ready to do what I do for you, which is enlighten you. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking mission. Yeah, I'm on it. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you and all individuals to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal, is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. Excuse me. So I ask you the question: do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. Person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can wake them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Today, right thinkers, we're going to get into another lesson of the three ways of the three essential levels of when you hear the word cognitive, creative, critical, that's right thinking. Okay? Remember, this book was written over 40 years ago, so it had to be politically correct, and I understand that. So I'm going to break it down to you in layman terms. How about that? But it's all good information. All right? This is from my dude, Dr. Carter C. Woodson. Okay? He was very articulate, and he was real good at making his point without disrespecting or being disrespectful or showing disparaging to the other person. All he just do is make his point. So that's what I'm trying to teach, that philosophy, try to carry that on where I can just teach, not to rag on disrespect nobody. No, you can do that enough on your own. So my whole point is the lesson. And three essential levels of right thinking that you can learn and acquire. And this is the purpose for me teaching my philosophy right here. The first one is literal, into the printer style. If you're a Mason, I try to keep everything relevant. So when you come into the Masonic order, you're going to take whatever we tell you literally. So this is for you guys. Literal is when one learns to accept all information at face value and never look beneath the surface for additional details. Why? You don't know, so you're taking what they give you. Hence, parents to children, you take what your people give you. You don't say, I don't trust you. You don't put, no, you just take it. That's the whole concept. And that's literal. And that's fine. That's baby. That's, remember, that's the initiating state. That's coming into something that you don't know. So you don't know if they tell you the good, the bad. You had a bunch of teachers. I was a Mason. You had a bunch of guys coming to you trying to impress you with this or that and the other. That's going to happen. Moving on. Okay. But the second one is what I like. The inferential means when one learns how to infer. Comprehend. How about that? Okay. Understand. Complete understanding. If somebody's talking to you and you don't understand the words, the definition of the words that they're using, how are you going to understand what they're saying? Like speaking to me in Spanish. I could care less. Pick up a word or two here. That don't mean I know it. Que pasa? Okay. Nah, I can count. What that mean? That don't mean I know Spanish. Just give me an example. And I'm living proof. Again, I don't speak another language. Ain't trying to. Moving on. Okay. But inferential knowledge is mean you're able to read between the lines. You can get a subliminal message. I can talk to you and get you Understand what I'm saying? And you see the hidden or the dual meaning in information that is presented. As a right thinker, when you see this, you know what that means. As a Mason, you see this, you know what that means. So I'm combining to both. I got both knowledge, as above, so below. Okay, understand that. And that's inferred knowledge that you can learn and understand. But here's a good one. The evaluative lesson where one learns, listen, this is important, when one learns to make an intelligent decision. Right there. Stop right there. How are you going to make an intelligent decision if you're ignorant? That's where we fall short. But that's what I keep trying to explain to you. My yacht is understanding both sides. If you only know one side, you only know one thing. You don't know both. You're only using one side of your brain. You don't know what the other side got for you. Hello? Come on now. That's a whole different lesson, but that's what this is all about. Getting you to use this thing. It's a bad mamma jamma if you learn how to master it, and that's the whole purpose. Oh, I forgot to read the headings. I forgot. Sorry about that. Go back just thinking about that. Dr. Woodson referred critical, aka right thinking skills will what? Will allow you, a person, to become aware of your hierarchical level. I forgot about that. Yeah, raise your consciousness. He didn't know that then, but that was my philosophy. But that's what he tell you back then. Raise your hierarchical levels of thinking. Hey, sorry, I get excited. But and this gives you the capacity and the ability to what? Assume greater control over one's ego self. And that's the three essential levels of right thinking philosophy. Once you master them, you won't have a problem. Nobody can trick you, fool you, lie to you, coerce you, or lead you somewhere you don't want to go. That's the art of knowing thyself. Becoming a complete person. This triangle means I'm a complete man. Where spirit meets matter, physical and mental. Okay? Heart, mind, coherence, whatever you want to call it, spiritual enlightenment, nihas, resurrection, all that good stuff. Yeah, but are you that? Words and definitions don't mean that's what you are. You had to define yourself by the words that set forth. I didn't call myself a sage. I don't call myself no goddamn evangelist. Excuse me. But those are things that people see in me. So I allow that because if that's what you see, I ain't got a problem with that. But don't call me ignorant, stupid, or some other thing that I don't like to be called. But understand that, yeah, you are what you present yourself to be. And when you have evaluative knowledge, watch this, that means you are able to make an intelligent decision, not an ignorant decision that you're going to regret and you're going to have to pay the consequences for. And we do it time and time again. Self-mastery, stopping the cycle of ignorant actions. Based upon what? Your new decision from intelligence. Your decision making now is based upon what you can compare. Again, if you got nothing to compare, what you compare wrong with? If this decision you make is wrong, what you gonna compare with? And the decision over here is right, and you never thought about it, so you don't have ability to make an intelligent decision based on what you know is best for yourself. If you don't know yourself. Sorry, I guess I'm gonna get amped here because I get personal, you know that. So that's the passion. But when this happens, now you can compare what? The various sources of what? Information that you have gathered. You only can get information of what? You listen. I'm a listener. I'm an intense and avid listener and learner. Why? I'm always looking to learn and understand different perspectives and concepts other than my own. But I do have one. Sorry. Wow. And when you are able to use various sources of information, particularly what? Those drawn from what? One's own personal experience. That's wisdom. You get experience. If I had what he had at that age, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. You don't get it, you got to live it. And mine's going to be different. I get to his point where I am now. I'm a different dude. Okay? He got there being who he was at my age, doing whatever he did and got him there. You feel me? So understand that. Different strokes for different folks. But the strokes don't change, just the folks do. Okay, I can backstroke now. I'm good. I'm comfortable in who I am. That's why. So I'm doing what I do to help you get comfortable too. All right. And when you're able to do that from personal experience, now you have what they call maya. You have balance. You understand right from wrong, and you've proven you can do what's right, and you will be rewarded in the afterlife. That's just the concept. This philosophical concept. Nobody says it's right, wrong, or indifferent. It's just a philosophical concept, and you can choose to follow it or not. I choose to. Moving on. And now, right thinkers, the whole objective for us as right thinkers is to learn what? How to take all information. All information, literally, what? And to read between the lines. We start out literal, now we read between. Do it make sense? I tell you, I'm gonna argue what don't make sense. If it makes sense, I can follow it. I'm with you. I'm with you. Until they get to where it ain't making sense to me, now I'm going to question you. Simple as that. That's all. Just question. That's all I'm going to do. Moving on. You have the right, when I'm doing what I do, you can also question me too. When I read between the lines and I get a deeper understanding from said information, and then I can what? I can evaluate that information by what? Comparing it to what? To what other sources of knowledge that I have. Like I said, I got my own. I got a philosophy, so I can listen to anybody else's. Why? I'm open for suggestions. I'm listening, but I'm not listening to be subjected. No, operative. My objection is to listen to all. Okay, disrespect none. Okay, I ain't got to follow none of them either. How about that? So I can listen, I ain't got a problem. I can fellowship, no problem again. But when you have that ability within yourself, you good. That's the point I'm trying to make to my right thinkers. And that's the level of excellence that every individual who practices that philosophy can reach. And ain't nothing special. Moving on. In this process, again, right thinkers, it expands one's mind, this thing up in your head, and it opens up for new vistas, for learning. From the cradle to the grave, we obtain knowledge. We can learn until the day we stop breathing. That's my philosophy, that's my concept, and that's what I live by. And it's there for everybody. You decide you learned enough, man, okay, that's on you. I'm going to learn every day I get up. I'm going to learn something different. I'm going to learn something new. Why? It's a new day, new era, new situation. That's what living is all about. What if the son said, you know what, I done did this for so many years, man, I'm done. What about the people who depend on that? Okay? That's called selfish service. He doing what he was told to do. As a servant, I'm doing what I was supposed to do, teach you. Now, in understanding this, it's all about learning what? Yourself. It is the means by which one may be what? Resurrected. That means coming from a dead level to a living level. I did it for years. Okay. And symbolically, yeah, but I'm doing it now with ignorance of self. I'm bringing you up to knowledge of self so you can stand up straight and be erect and be proud of who you are. Why? Because you know who you are now. You have no doubts. You have no questions. You know thyself. From a mental death, again, spiritually, mentally dead. Why? You didn't know. I can resurrect you. That's what resurrection means. To raise, to bring up. In the morning, we get erection. Okay, it's a natural thing. You should rise every day. When that stop happening, life is about over for you. But it's about bringing mental people from the death, bringing them back to life through what? Through experience and having a profound, watch this is a kicker, rebirth in what? Consciousness, aka self-knowledge. Knowledge of self. You become conscious of who you are. That's the most beautiful thing in the world. Okay, I can tell you, that's the mental orgasm that you have. That's blissed out. That's reaching the highest level of being content within oneself in the physical body. It's all mental anyway. Why? You don't need the body to do that. Hope you got the lesson. Now, I want to get that out of the way. Hopefully you got the message. But now I'm about to take you deep. I'm about to lose a few people. Because this is some information that everybody ain't ready to handle. What are you talking about? The Sphinx. Oh, yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm going back to what I know. Who defaced Hiram Marquette, a.k.a. the Sphinx? Okay? This ought to be fun. Well, for me it is. I'm teaching. You see that picture right there? You see the one on the top? That's Hiram Marquette. That's the Sphinx. Then you got Khafre, okay, who's supposed to build the pyramids. And they saying they're not. Some say that he's the same person, he's not the same person. I know, understand the difference between the two, and it ain't my job to do that. So I'm not here to present myself as an archaeologist or Egyptologist. No, I just here with a philosophy from using that as aspects of a teaching tool. That's it. And there's a big long debate about who shot the nose off the Sphinx. Tidbit: it wasn't Napoleon. Okay, I come do a lesson. Diddy did it. No, Diddy did it. Who shot the nose off the Sphinx? Diddy did it. I call my lessons, I call it a hopper. When I put them down, I get the base for it. I start it out, and I put the background, then I start filling as I go. So it's in a hopper right now. And I'm just coming with all kind of little stuff. The title is, let's blame Diddy for everything. The world crisis, Diddy did it. The war, Diddy did it. All right. This is too funny. But again, this is for educational purposes only. Disclosure. All right. I just showed you a picture of the Hiram Marquette, and that was this profile of what you just saw of Hiram Marquette is the contrast with a profile of Khafre, the reputed builder of the Sphinx, bears little resemblance, even though historians now. This is what gets me. Even though historians maintain, they ain't proven, they just maintain that they are one and the same. No matter how much proof you give a person, once they get locked in on something, once they get that, once they believe it, it's a wrap. That's what my guru say. Once you start believing, you cut yourself off from learning. Why? Because if it ain't what you believe, it ain't nothing. And that's the truth. I'm watching, living it, so I understand. Perfect, profound statement. And getting over your belief is not easy. But you have to. You have to get to knowing, having knowledge of self. You can't believe in yourself. You didn't know thyself. And what's this? Even though there's no resemblance, but the historians still maintain that they are one and the same. Now, a new body of scientific evidence, and this book is 50 years old, of scientific evidence indicates that the statue of Hiram Marquette is not just 4,500 years ago that they say, but it's more archaeological proof suggests that perhaps maybe 7,000 to 9,000 years ago. You can be off by 2,500 years and still profess what you're saying. You can write about a guy who's been died for years and make it a religion. So pretty much they do what they want. But I say they, that mean the white man. Understand that. Yeah, I'm black and they white. I'll keep it real. I will understand. It's the difference between the two. Okay, I am the problem. Yin and yang, yeah, we go together, but let me show you the difference. And there is a difference. When you treat a people a way that you never want to be treated, that says a lot about you. Moving on. We ain't got to have the argument. Moving on. We never enslaved anyone. If one understands, the evaluative method, we use the method I just told you about, now it comes into play. When you have those three essential ways of understanding and obtaining knowledge and be decipher, I just gave you the lesson about your discernment. This is how you build discernment, with understanding, listening, okay, and then understand how to read between lines. Okay, I got that, yeah. Now it's a way of life. So now you use it as a tool to take you through life, listening, understanding, and if it don't make sense, trash it. Simple as that. That's my philosophy. If I gotta argue what you're telling me, something's wrong. Simple as that. I don't mind listening. I can follow along. But when something don't make sense, I'm going to interject. Understand that. Moving on. So when you are able to do that, now with knowledge, you have able to evaluate evolution and the names associated. Watch this. One understands, let me go back to the top, the evaluative method of thinking, right thinking, and applies that knowledge to go to the evaluation of the evolution, of the names associated with the statue. We now call it Sphinx. And again, we call it that. That ain't what they called it. Hiram Marquette, what they called it. Okay? But when you hear me say Greek, when you hear me say they, that's not us. Understand that. There's a difference. This is us. This is them. Greeks. White. When they call the name the Sphinx, one will understand how inappropriate this term really is. Dang, this is knowledge. This is education right here. To the Greeks, again, they came in after we educated them, another lesson. But to the Greeks, the Sphinx was a monster who strangled innocent passerbys. The story goes, you would come into Egypt, you had the answer to the riddle of the Sphinx. What starts off on 4, goes to 2, and ends up on 3. It was a simple riddle, but it's a brain teaser for some, but simple to others. Those who know. Those who don't can't even figure it out. So why try? Just get somebody who know and get the information. That's what teachers are for. And for you not to have an answer, they will kill you. Okay? And in reverse to that, my man had to get to the Sphinx. He went and got Tahuti, which is God's mind, which is your higher self thinking process, and answered the riddle, and the Sphinx killed itself. That's the story of the Sphinx. But now to the Arabs. The Arabs, it represents Abu Hal. This means the great father of terror. They said you would go by the Sphinx to sleep by it, and my man had a dream. The Sphinx said, if you dig me out, I will make you Pharaoh. Okay, Thutmose III dug him out, he became the Pharaoh. Another story. But again, these are all stories passed down through generations. And now to the Africans who created the statue. Watch this. It represented Hiram Akat. Again, we knew who we were, what we did, and the physical symbol of what? Spiritual concept. Just like I wear the eye. It's a symbol that you know, I know myself. Of the power of who? God manifested in man. Jesus wasn't the first one. He ain't that one. He ain't the first to conceive that. We've been knowing that a long time. Sorry. We humanized God. Okay, no. God made us in human form to let you know, I'm doing this for you. You got to get to me. I left you down here. You got to get up there. Get your wings. Hence the concept. Another thing. I got a whole bunch of analogies I can use, but that's because I have different venues and different ideas and different concepts, and they all lead to the same place. Moving on. Different names, different ways, but it's all the same place. Me and my pastor is right there. And how he got there is his way. How I got there is mine. But the respect, the fact that we there, that's all that counts. If you blessed, if you reach this level, I'm loving that. Why? I know what it took to get there too. I'm there. Trust me. That's why I can share it with you. Moving on. That's the beautiful thing. All right. I'm about to wrap this lesson up. I see him get a little long-winded. Sorry, but I get caught up. But let me get this lesson out the way for more. Man, God is what? Manifested in the flesh in man. That's what he did. Man had to become spiritual from the flesh to go back to God. That's the concept. Wrap it up. Before I take you to the, we're gonna go to the British Museum with some information. But many stories have been written concerning the riddle of the Sphinx. See, I do my homework, so yeah, it's gonna fall right in line. I hope that I can make it work. But one of the most perplexing riddles to date is who defaced Hiram Akat? Who did it? Diddy did it. I stopped that. When they did it and why. Diddy wasn't even around, but he did it. Okay, how about that? Let's blame it all on Diddy. A number of people have attributed, this disastrous deed to Napoleon Bonaparte. Stop right there. 1 second, I'll be right with you. Excuse me. They give that credit to Napoleon. Again, in my Lee Corso voice, not so fast, my friend. And on that note, I'm going to let the lesson stop. I'm going to pick it up from there. All right? So the question going to still remain the mystery. Who shot the face or who defaced Hiram Akat? I'll be back with lesson part 2 of that lesson with that information. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'll be right back. But in closing, right thinkers, may y'all let it be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. Hope nobody shoot my nose off before that comes. But I'm here and make all you live be 100 me minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away with your nose intact. I'll be back.